Hi guys, this is Renaissance Man. I'm going to show you how to take a boring voice sample and create a really cool beat out of it using parameter locks on the Elektron. So first I'm going to create a new project. I'm just going to call it P-Lock. So this is why you bought an Octatrack. This is the special feature in the Octatrack is a P-Lock, parameter locks. So we just have our blank project. Let's set our mixer settings so we can hear everything. Just gonna take a track, set it to a flex machine. It uses memory, and load our sample, which is a simple voice recording I created. Then question. So we're just gonna play the sample.
Question. Answer the question. Answer the question.
So that's a really boring voice sample. Let's spice it up. So we want to take some effects. So we take a phaser. Phaser always sounds cool. And we'll take some dark reverb. Now, when we play it,
question.
Okay, so you have to be in record mode, trig mode to do the parameter locks. And parameter lock takes your trig keys. These are called trigs for your sequencer for the pattern. So it takes there's two types of sample parameter locks. The ones on your trigs and the ones that are not on the trigs. We'll look at both. So if we play this,
Question.
Now watch what happens. What the hell is that noise? Always weird shit going on at night. So, the way this works is, I think there's some kind of noise going on in the background outside my apartment. I don't know what the hell it is. Anyways, the way it works is you hold down the trig key. See these are your lit trigs. And what happens is when it starts flashing like yellow, that means you have a parameter lock or a P-lock. So you can take your effects, we have phaser and we have dark reverb. If you want to lock a parameter for an effect, or say LFOs, right? So we have our LFO settings. You can do this. You have to be in the record mode. Oh, that's my track. It sounds really bizarre. So what's cool is these parameter locks can affect your sequencer. Normally, if you just have a parameter set and you play an entire sample, what it does is it affects the entire sample. But what's cool is if you have a pattern on the sequencer and you set a P-lock or a parameter lock, it locks that effect setting just to that trig. on your sequencer, and it's really cool. You can get some really wacky effects, like I have.
Question.
Now that sounds pretty bizarre, doesn't it? Now, there's another type of lock too. See these keys that are not lit? You can also add effects to those. So let's try that. So 2 and 3 are not locked. So we play this. See how it's lit now? So we added a new trig and a new parameter lock. But what happens is if we stop record mode and we do playback, affects everything, the entire sample track. So you got to be in a record mode, and then you have the parameter locks. And what I like to do is combine parameter locks with scenes. So here we have our scenes A and B, and we can do our settings, and we can have some wacky effects. So right here, if we want to hold down the scene key for A and change these, and I like to just twist them and create wacky effects on them. So watch what happens now. I have my scene locks for effects 1, which is the phaser, and effects 2, which is a dark reverb. So we can change these settings here on scene A and scene B, so we can get some interesting effects. That's really cool. Now, even better, if we go back to source and we want to change pitch, we can do that too on the scenes, which is kind of cool. So we can do scenes, we can change the pitch, we can mess around with all this stuff on the scenes too and get really crazy. So we can mess around. Now, let's see what happens. We change the pitch and start in the length and other settings for the scenes to see what the interaction is between the parameter locks on our trig keys for the sample. And let's play it and see what happens when we use the crossfader. And we can disable the scenes. Holy cow, that is just crazy. So it sounds nothing like my voice, and you can get some really crazy effects. So like now, let's go and create a, let's go into our parts menu here, and let's save this. I'm gonna just do a save on this, and let's go to create a new. So we have that. So let's try something different here. Load another sample in here. Flex machine. I like to use flex machines most of the time because you don't have to go into memory in less time. Because if you use a static machine, you can do longer samples, but it has to read and write from the flash card, and that takes a lot of time. So I'm going to take a anime sample from a cartoon anime I like called Akami ga Kill. It's from this evil woman who is crazy, and so if we record the trig for that.
Imperial Guard members, sir, you ubiquitous! And in the name of absolute justice, I'll banish your evil right here and now!
So she's certified mentally ill. And if you haven't seen the series Akami ga Kill, I highly recommend it. It's about female assassins. It's one of the coolest scenes I've ever seen. It's very graphic, but it's entertaining. And so this character, Serial Ubiquitous, basically is a crazed guard who wants vengeance on Akami and the other assassins for killing her mentor, Captain Ogre. And she has a giant teddy bear who goes psychotic and eats people when she gets mad. So we're going to take her sample and create some interesting effects with it using scenes and parameter locks. So we can do some LFO stuff here. We can create some wacky stuff with multiples. You can create an LFO if we want here. So, you know, basically this works. You can create however you want your low frequency oscillator to sound. You can go yes. You can invert it, randomize it, whatever. So that's kind of cool. So I like that. So we have our LFO and effects. I think I'm going to give her comb filter, and I'm going to give some lo-fi to make it gritty. So we got that. So
Imperial Guard members, sir, you Imperial Guard members, sir, you Imperial Guard members.
okay, so that's good enough. It's not the full clip, but I just went to the beginning of it. So now what we're going to do is create some parameter locks and go to town on Stereo and get some vengeance on her. So
Imperial Guard members, sir, you 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 Imperial Guard.
So as you can see, you can create different types of parameter locks. I think they're called sample trigs. I'm still learning my Octatrack, so bear with me here. But if we create another pattern here, and then we go create some more parameter locks, we can get some interesting effects. So I have filter and I have lo-fi. So we'll create some parameter locks on that and see what happens. Imperial Guard members, sir, you 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 Imperial Guard members, Imperial Guard members, Imperial Guard members, Imperial Guard Imperial. That sounds like a video game. That's cool. So let's create some scenes. So scenes are one of my favorite things. An Octatrack that has parameter locks. So we'll play this back. Yeah, and let's add a drum track to that. So add a drum track. That's cool. That will work. Let's add some reverb and delay to the drums. So we just go down and add some I guess chorus is fine, and add some delay. Cool. So we got some effects on for the drums. And let's add some parameter locks and scenes to this and see what happens when we do this. Crossfader, so that way we don't hear the drums. So you can fade in, fade out the drums. So this is cool because on my other synthesizers I cannot do any of this kind of crazy stuff without going into Ableton and doing a lot of changes. It's just a lot more work. In other synthesizers, I cannot do anything like this. So Octatrack is supreme when it comes to tweaking samples. I don't know of anything else that can do this level of sampling. So anyways, hope you enjoyed the video. Subscribe. This is my take on using scenes with parameter locks and samples and tweaking them to make interesting sounds. And I surprised myself. I didn't expect the first one to sound like some truck. That was kind of interesting. You know, here.
Absolute justice! I'll banish your evil right here and now! Imperial Guard members, sir, you ubiquitous! And in the name of absolute justice, I'll banish your evil right here and now! Imperial Guard members, sir, you...
So, hope you enjoyed this.